I need some advice on how to modify these knives. And I'm going to tell you what I don't like about both of them, and I want to figure out how to fix them. Both of them are Spydercos, obviously. This is a Rubicon, and this is a Southern Positron. Very nice knives. This is real carbon fiber. It's not a peel ply or anything like that. So the issue I have with this knife is that it reminds me of an AK-47 in a way. I mean, it's really not, because this is not the philosophy of this knife is nothing like the AK-47. But if you have an AK-47, especially one of the knockoffs, not one of the knockoffs, but one of the cheap stamped ones, when you first pick up an AK-47, it's got little sharp edges all over it. So you got to kind of learn how to handle the thing, or it'll kind of eat you alive when you first pick it up. It's just not a finely finished edged gun. And this knife has got some characteristics. When you pick this knife up and you put it in your hand, it's got edges that are assaulting you in every direction. Most of the ones that I'm trying to address, most of them, not all of them, but are on the carbon fiber and the G10. The ones on the blade and stuff, and some of these are all design considerations. I guarantee you the person who designed this knife, this guy right here, Carey, he made this knife exactly like he wanted to, but it's got an edge everywhere. Everything on this thing's got an edge. I can take care of these edges across the blade. I've got some diamond files, and I can just barely take those off where it doesn't really make the, I know how to do that. But cut myself yesterday on something. Let me close this. But the thing is, I don't know how to work the carbon fiber in the G10 to keep it from screwing up the looks of it. So this is highly polished, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. But the edge everywhere around this thing, the perimeter of it, every edge is sharp. And what I'd like to do is just barely take that edge of the scales off, where it's not super rounded, but just the edge is taken down, even in the front here. Everything, these edges are just too sharp for what I want to do. Now, one of the things that it does do is that because this knife is so slippery, because it's so well polished and everything, is that those do give grips into you, but they give grips and they give a grip into your hand by grabbing you and biting at you. I just barely want to take those off. So I need to know what I can do that won't mess up this gorgeous finish where I won't have to restore it. I don't want to really screw that up. So I want to take the edges of the scales down. And then that's one little problem that I could live with. The biggest problem, though, is on the end here. See right here, I'm going to take the metal down on all these little pieces. But this point here, I call this the dragon's tooth. This is sharp, sharp, sharp. I guarantee you if I could cut myself open with this thing. It is so doggone sharp. So I want to take this edge. I wouldn't even mind if that was almost filed all the way down, maybe just barely sticking up as a accent. Because obviously he did this to make it look kind of like a dragon's tail or a lizard, alligator. So I don't know what his design considerations were, but I see what he was trying to do. And it does make it grip into your hand. I'd like to take down the tops of all these a little bit, but especially this back one, which is really, really toothy and sharp. And then I also want to take down the G10 edges are very sharp here too, because when you hold this in your hand, it really bites into your hand. I mean, it is sharp, sharp, sharp. Uncomfortable to use the knife because of that. So I want to take down these G10 in these little spots, and I don't want it to look like, oh, look, you can see all those sand marks on there. You can see all those things that are, I'd like for them to kind of go back to looking like this as much as I can. I know that it's, even on these, I could leave these like they are. I like to barely take them down, but this right here, I got to fix these edges, these corners, and then this tooth sticking out. I mean, I would take it all the way down. I'm thinking about it because I'm probably not going to get rid of this knife, and so it's not going to bother me to modify it as long as it doesn't look like hell. I don't want to bubba this deal. So this is the other one that I just got. Now this knife is really good. This is the Positron, Southern Positron, and I have a similar complaint on this knife. Is that this corner, and I'm not the only guy who's noticed this, is that these edges could just barely be taken down. They're a little bit sharp. I just want to round that over a little bit. Even this edge is not bad. This edge is not bad. But this one right here, because it goes right into the back of your hand, when you grab this thing at all, it's biting you. So I just want to take these over, but I don't want them to look like someone, You know, I don't know what the color is going to turn on this thing when you take it down. And this is solid carbon fiber as well, I believe. Yeah, this is solid carbon fiber. It's not a peel ply thing. So if you can tell me how to take that down, what I need to get to do that without messing it up, you guys who finish knives. Other than that, that's about the only complaint I have about this knife. It's a great little knife. It's nice and lightweight, and this action works perfect on it. This is a deal right here. This is a nice knife. So if you could help me out with how to modify these two knives to make them a little more comfortable to use. This one is not going to be a big user, but I mean, this is a poser knife. But I would like to get it where if I pick it up, it didn't bite the hell out of me. And that, at least this thing is the number one thing. The rest of the scales I could probably live with. The rest of the stuff I'm probably going to do the Spyderco because it's sharp. But I'm going to probably take all these edges down. But if I could just get this tooth done and the edges barely broke over on the carbon fiber, that'd be nice. So if you have any suggestions on what materials to get to do this, please let me know. Thank you.